Hello, and welcome back to the Cracking FAANG YouTube channel. Today we're going to be solving Leetcode problem 1094, carpooling. There is a car with capacity empty seats. The vehicle only drives east, i.e. it cannot turn around and drive west. You are given the integer capacity and an array trips where trips of I equals num passengers of I, from I, and to I, indicating that the ith trip has num passengers of I passengers, and the locations to pick them up and drop them off are from I and to I respectively. The locations are given as the number of kilometers due east from the car's initial location. Return true if it is possible to pick up and drop off all passengers for all the given trips, or false otherwise. Let's look at some examples. Alright, let's look at our first example here, which is we have this array and we're given that the capacity is 4. So we can see that we remember that the form was the number of passengers we need, the start location, and the end location. So, we start at kilometer 0, and what we want to do is we want to basically process all of our trips here. So we're driving along, and we get to kilometer 1, which is where we pick up our first 2 passengers. So we reduce our capacity down to 2 because we've taken the 2 passengers. And these guys need to get off at 5. So we're going to drive to 2. Obviously at 2 there's no new pickups that need to happen, and there's no drop-offs that need to happen, so we continue. Then we get to kilometer 3, where we need to pick up 3 people and drop them off at 7. Unfortunately, we only have spots for 2 people, so therefore we can't pick up these 3 guys, which means that it's not possible to pick up and drop off all passengers. Therefore, we return false here. Let's look at the other example, which is the same input, except for the capacity is 5. Again, we're going to start at kilometer 0, and there's no pickups that need to happen here because there's no start at 0. So we drive along, and we get to kilometer 1. We can see that at kilometer 1, we need to pick up 2 again, so we pick up 2. Our capacity is now 3, and these 2 people need to get off at kilometer 5. We drive to kilometer 2, and there's no pickups or drop-offs that need to happen at kilometer 2, so we're okay. Then we get to kilometer 3, and we can see that we need to pick up 3 people at kilometer 3 and drop them off at 7. So we fill our car up, so now we have a capacity of 0, which is fine. It just means that our car is full, and we continue driving. So we get to kilometer 4, there's no pickups or drop-offs that happen at 4, so we can continue driving. We get to kilometer 5, which is where the first 2 need to get off, so we can increase our capacity by 2 because we've now just freed up 2 capacity. We're going to drive to kilometer 6. No pickups or drop-offs happen here, so we continue driving. Then we get to kilometer 7, where these 3 get off. So now our capacity is back up to 5, and we have successfully picked up and dropped off everyone, which is why we return true here. So let's think about how we might want to solve this problem. And the first thing that we want to do is recall that we were driving from left to right. And in order to do that, we want to process our pickups and drop-offs as they happen sequentially by the kilometer start. In our example here, the input is already sorted, so it's really easy to see how to solve this. But the problem itself, it's possible to have an input that's not sorted. So the first thing that we want to do is sort on start. And what this is going to do is it's going to basically allow us to go from left to right and process the starts as they come, because that's the order that we're going to get them in terms of if we were just driving in a single line, right? Recall how we started at 0 and then went to 7, and we were going by 1 each time. And that's only going to work with our example here if, for us to actually go from left to right through this array, they're going to have to be sorted so that way we can follow this kind of mechanism here. So that's why we want to sort first. The way that, sort on start. So the way that we're actually going to solve this is we're going to use a heap. And what we're going to use a heap for, and this is going to be a min heap, and the min heap is actually going to track the earliest time that passengers have gotten on and the time that they actually need to get off. So that way that every time we come to a pickup, we can see whether or not people need to get off here or they should have gotten off earlier, and we can always know what our capacity is. So the way that we're going to do this is if our heap is not empty, that means that we have a current journey that's going on. So someone needs to get off at some point. So what we want to do is we want to iterate from left to right over our trips. And remember that this is going to give us the passengers. We're going to get the start and the end position. So what we want to do is, remember, if we have our heap, then basically that means that there is an ongoing ride going on. So while we have a heap, and while our start position is actually greater than the element at the top of the heap, and what we're going to store in the heap is going to basically be the end position and the number of riders that got on at whatever start. Basically, if our start is greater than the end of the elements in our heap, then that means that people should have gotten off by now, right? Because if we're at, kilometer 4 and then our heap is storing people who should have gotten off at 2, then we should have already taken into account that these guys have gotten off out of the car, and then we can add back the capacity that would have gotten there. Because technically we're not going to be going 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer like we did in the example. We're really just going to be skipping from between starts. So therefore we might miss a few of these where they actually got off. So we can actually just do it retrospectively. Once we get to a position, we can check, oh, should someone get off here, or should someone have gotten off between the last 2 elements in our kind of trips here. So that's what we're going to have in our heap. So we want to compare, if the start is actually greater than or equal to whatever the end is, which comes from our heap. So this is going to be heap 0, 0. If that's true, then we can actually add back the amount of riders that should have gotten off at this end back to our capacity, as we did in the example. Then what we want to do, so that way we'll have the most up-to-date status of our capacity of the car. Then what we want to do is check whether or not the passengers we need to pick up at this current location is actually going to be greater than the capacity that we have. If there's more passengers than capacity, obviously we can't pick them up, and we can just return false and end the problem there. Otherwise, we want to decrement our total capacity. Oops, you can't actually see that. We want to decrement the total capacity by whatever the passengers is, and we want to continue through our loop here. And the last thing that we want to do is, before going on to the next trip, is we just want to add into the heap. So remember, we're going to be storing onto the heap the end location and the number of riders that got on at this current journey that we're processing. And then we're just going to do that, go from left to right. And if we're able to get through the entirety of our trips array here without returning false somewhere inside of it, that means that our journeys were possible. We were able to pick up and drop off all the passengers, and we can simply return true. So this was a little bit messy. I know that I'm drawing with my mouse. It's kind of hard to see, but let's go into the actual code editor where I'm going to write it out, walk you through it line by line, and it should be super simple. So I'll see you there. Okay, we're in the code editor. Let's write the code. Remember that the first thing I said we need to do is actually sort our trips based on the start position. So let's do that. So we're going to say trips.sort, and we need to use a special sort function here to do it for us, because the sort will by default sort on the first element of this list of lists that we have, and we don't want to do that. We want to sort on the second element, so we have to tell our sort function to do it for us. So we're going to use sort, and we're going to use a lambda function here, which takes x, and then x is going to be each list within our big list of lists here, the trips. It's basically going to get one of these individual lists, and we want to tell it to sort on the first element of this list. So we're going to say x1. So that's going to sort our trips for us based on that first element. So now what we want to do is, remember, we need to process our trips from left to right, because we've now sorted them based on start position, so we can simply go over the list from left to right. So we're going to say for trip in trips. Now let's extract the variables from there. So we're going to say the number of riders at this pickup point, the start position, and the end position is going to be this trip. So we're basically going to unpack the trip into those 3 variables. Now remember, and I completely forgot, we actually need our heap here. So we're going to define our heap to store our kind of temporary results. So remember that if the heap is not empty, that means that there is a journey going on at the moment, and there can be multiple journeys. But if it's empty, that means that there's no current journey going on, and the car is kind of just driving to the next pickup location. So we're going to say if heap, so basically if there's a journey in progress, we want to check whether our current start is actually after a place where people should have got off, or it's actually a drop-off location. So remember that in our heap, we're going to be storing the endpoint and the number of people in the car. And at this point, so we're storing the endpoint and the number of people that got on in that car. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of people who should have gotten off already or need to get off at this point. So we're going to say while heap and our current start position is actually greater than or equal to the top of the heap 0. So remember that we're storing end and then the riders in the heap. So if our current start position is greater than, basically comes after, end positions, or it equals an end position, then we need to let those riders off. And remember that we're kind of doing things retrospectively if people should have gotten off earlier and we didn't account for that. So we're going to say we don't really care about the end position now because we've already kind of taken it into account once we do this heap check. So we're just going to say underscore end, and we're going to say in car. So this is the amount of people that need to get off here. So we're going to pop from the heap, right? So we're going to say heap q.heap pop. We're going to pop from the heap. And then we're basically going to add back to our capacity here, this variable, the amount of people that were in that car that need to get off, right? Because now we can free up that capacity and add it back. And we're going to do this as long as we have a heap and while the start position is greater than, whatever end position is in the heap. Remember, we're using a min heap, so the top of the heap is always going to be the earliest endpoint that people need to get off at. So that's what we do there. Now, at this point, we have some capacity in our car, but it may not actually be enough for this riders here. So we need to check whether or not we can actually take these riders. So we're going to say if riders is actually greater than the capacity that we have, we can't accommodate them, and therefore we need to return false because we can't pick up and drop off all passengers. So at this point, we're allowed to just return false. Otherwise, we're going to take all the riders, so we need to reduce our capacity by the number of riders that we just took. And now we need to account for this ride and add it into our heap. So we're going to say heap q.heap push, and we're going to push onto the heap. We're going to put, again, remember the end position and the number of riders that we've just picked up, right? End and riders. Now, all we need to do is simply return true. Because if we make it to the end, then that means that we've picked up all the riders, and therefore, we're basically done here. So let's run this and make sure, oops, I meant to click submit, but anyway, let's run it. Cool, it works. Now, what is the time and space complexity here? Well, the time complexity is going to be dominated by this sort here, which we know is n log n, right? Doing all the heap operations is going to be, I think it's like n log k, where k is the size of the heap. But because we're actually potentially could be storing, in the worst case, all n elements in the heap, then it doesn't matter because we're still going to have the same time complexity. So our sort is really going to be the major factor here in our time complexity. So we can consider the time complexity to be big O of n log n, because we have to sort this in order for it to work. Space complexity wise, we could end up storing all the variables in our heap in the case that we basically just need to let everybody off at the last stop, basically the last element in our trips here. In the case that we have a really big capacity, we can just take everyone from the previous journeys onwards, and everybody gets off at that last point. So in that case, we're going to have big O of n space complexity, because we could end up storing basically all the information from the trips in our heap here. So that's going to be your time and space complexity for this problem. This question is not really difficult. I think it's quite intuitive to figure out, okay, at each point you kind of just let off the people that you can, check whether or not the capacity is enough to take the people who are looking to get on at this point, and then basically just continue doing that. And if you can get to the end, return true because you've picked up everyone. And if at any point you don't have enough capacity, you just return false. If you're not really familiar with heaps, this one might be a little bit confusing, but I think it's quite simple. So yeah, hopefully this one makes sense for you guys, and just want to say thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and comment. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to see more content like this, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I don't just do Leetcode questions. I do talk about a lot of things working in FAANG, what it's like at the big companies. Soon we'll be talking about, levels at companies, what you can expect to get paid. So a whole lot more than just Leetcode questions. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those videos. Anyway, I just want to thank you again for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.